really disappointing. Just a tough pill to swallow tonight. Credit goes to James Madison. Second half, they definitely outplayed us and deserved the victory.
Coach, can you just talk about getting down early and just having to crawl back, going down from first 7 and 14, and then you're down 20 to nothing, and against a good football team like this, you can't put yourself in that big of a hole. I mean, how was the struggle on the sidelines, just knowing you were in a 20 nothing hole?
Yeah, we've we've started slow defensively in particular the last couple of games um, until we kind of figure them out. And with our uniqueness of our defense, it's always a challenge because you never really know how a team's going to attack you because you can't watch film from somebody else and look at them and say, "Oh, this is what they do against us," right? If you're a four down cover four team, you could watch a bunch of tape on four down cover four and say, "This is how they try to attack that team." And so there's a feeling out process defensively that takes place. And I thought our guys made some good adjustments and we were able to settle down in the second quarter. We misfit some things, we missed some tackles, and they made some plays. We had guys in position to make plays. I mean, I could think of three or four plays, and they made them, and we didn't. And that's a big difference in the ball game.
Coach, can you just talk about the offense just not being able to get into a rhythm? I know it was really hard running the ball today, and
Yeah,
Ted just didn't seem like he was kind of in sync. Just
yeah.
how tough was that today?
Tad struggled today, and in a system like we have, it's not good when you rely on your quarterback to be in the right plays at the right time, to read the right keys. Credit again to them. They did a lot of not that we didn't expect it. I mean, they're a well coached football team. They're good, and they have been for years. So they just did some things, and he didn't respond maybe as well to. Um, they stopped us up front, which they're a good rushing football team. They've done that against the rush. They've done that pretty much against everybody for the most part, um, unless you have a running quarterback. When you have a running quarterback, they struggle a little bit with it. So we were trying to find some ways to create some matchups to get the ball run or get the ball in space. We just didn't execute. We just didn't execute.
Was there ever a moment early on or in the first half about maybe taking Tad out and putting MJ in there to give you an opportunity to have a more skilled running quarterback in the system?
You know, we talk a little bit about that. It's just one of those hard things because it's not always the quarterback, right? At times, like there were some plays where, he's getting hit as he's throwing the ball, or we miss on a protection, or the guy doesn't come down with the ball. Like, so there were a couple of things there, but to go back to the point, we were never really in sync at all. We crawled back into the game. It was 20-10 at half. Felt good about going in there and catching our breath and resetting to just, I felt like there was some momentum we were gaining. We were playing better defensively, and we started to move the ball a little bit offensively. And that was the hope that we were going to be able to kind of reset and come back out and be okay. But that's not what happened.
The onside kick. Um, I guess just did you obviously you guys thought you got it
Yeah.
at first, and
Yeah.
how big of a play in the game? What was your mindset going into taking that and
Yeah.
not being able to get it? How big of a play might that have been?
Well, I think a couple things. I was trying to create some momentum. I knew we were going to struggle offensively. Both tackles were out, and your quarterback, and so I knew we had to try to create some positive plays for us in other areas of the game, and so I was willing to take some chances. The first one, boy, that was a close one. One guy said it was good. One guy said it wasn't good. Um, I guess our guy lost the conversation, and when they viewed it, they couldn't tell, and so we didn't get the ball the first time. Um, the second one, we had noticed some things there. It just was a good hop to him, and we've done a really good job of that type of kick all year. He's been exceptional at it, so I felt comfortable again trying to steal a possession. We had some momentum. I thought our defense was playing well enough, and we did. I think we held them to a field goal, even though we didn't get that, which was a good stand for us and a good trade off to maybe try to get the ball and get back into this, put some pressure on them.
Coach, how much is it from a coaching perspective, just the struggles of this year, from the first 3 games to the middle of the season when you guys were playing really well to the last 3 games? It just seems like it was just an up and down roller coaster all season long, instead of it just being on a plane where you guys were playing steady football all season. It was just one of those years. I mean, it had to be frustrating from a coaching staff and from a coaching aspect too.
It's frustrating for all of us, myself, the coaches, the players, right? You know, it kind of is what it is as you went through the season. I mean, obviously, some of the harder games were towards the end, you know, against some good football teams. We got more beat up towards the end of the year. I think we were actually in the middle of the season having the opportunity. We'd get a guy back, maybe 2 guys back, and lose a guy, or lose 2 guys but still get a guy back, right? And as we got towards the end, we were losing guys and not getting anybody back. So there was a lot of changes. I was really proud of the guys. I mean, Chris Henry had to start at boundary safety. He's been a backup field safety all year and hadn't played a snap at field safety, and had to start at boundary safety against one of the best football teams, probably arguably the best football team in our conference. And he played really well. He did a really good job because Dre Pinckney had been hurt, hadn't practiced all week, and Avion was suspended. And you had to take Chase Jackson, who was a corner, and move him back to safety and teach him how to play safety this week behind Miles Woods, because we didn't have a backup there because Brandon Rose is hurt and a suspension. So, you know, sometimes that stuff it just happens. And but I was proud of the guys because I do think they played hard. They fought. We didn't always play sound fundamentally, and we didn't always play smart. But sometimes when you get some inexperienced guys and you got to put them in different positions, because you got to play the game. They're not going to not play the game. So we have to be able to put guys out there, and we coach them up and they get them ready. And they've been guys that have been getting reps and being backups. And Trey Franklin, I think, started his first game ever, and DJ just started his second game ever at tackles. So, you know, I was proud of those guys to be able to do what they did. And so, I mean, it is what it is. Like, nobody cares. We got to go out there and we got to perform better than we did.
Coach, can you talk about still got a couple weeks until your next game? You get to play in a bowl game. That's got to be a good feeling knowing you guys aren't ending on this note here. There's still a couple weeks of practice left, and still a chance to end the season on a positive note.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, one thing about these young men, they're very resilient, and I love them. Right? They're as frustrated and upset at the outcome of today. We really believed, we did, and anything can happen in college football. And unfortunately, it didn't go our way. We had opportunities. We didn't make the plays when we had to. Not to say we would have turned around necessarily and won the game, but I don't know that it would have ended the way that it ended. It could have been a lot closer, and maybe more pressure on the other team changes the outcome some. But right now, we got to get healthy. We're gonna give them a day or two. We're gonna regroup, all right, get our minds back, remember why we play the game, continue to improve and get better, and find out who we play and focus in on them and go out there on a winning note. You know, winning the bowl game carries you into the off season, and it's a tremendous builder when that happens, and you get more practice time, which is another really good thing, especially where we're at in terms of our depth right now.